Hi guys, this is the first video I've ever done and a little bit nervous, but bear with me. I want to just work on a few tips. Specifically today we're going to look at mental rehearsals. How important are they? Are they important at all? Are they beneficial at all? Can they help us as singers? I will be putting together a series of tips, looking at us as vocalists, but also as athletes, because I believe that we are athletes as singers and vocalists. And so the same way that, athletes look after themselves and, their training regimes, warm-ups, warm-downs, and all those kind of things, there's a lot that we can learn if we think of ourselves as singers, as athletes. And one of the things I'm going to look at in this particular tip is mental rehearsals. Mental rehearsals. First of all, I'm going to read a quote. And it's from the Dictionary of Sport and Exercise Science and Medicine by Churchill Livingston. Basically just says the use of imagery, this mental rehearsal that is, the use of imagery is the use of imagery to practice and act mentally. In sports psychology, mental rehearsal is considered to be one of the fundamental mental skills for sports performers and is used for learning new skills, practicing existing skills, preparing for performance and enhancing motivation. And it's partly because the funny thing is when you, because it's talking about mental imagery, if you can imagine your rehearsal, so, either you're going through scales or going through a particular song for a recital or a performance, the same chemicals that go off in your brain as if you're doing the physical act itself triggers. So if you want to kind of rehearse without rehearsing, almost, practice without practicing. Now, I don't believe there's anything worthwhile anyway for free. Nothing comes for free. But so I'm not, giving you a tip on how to, get something for nothing, I guess. We're talking about still having to put an effort in. However, you might not always have the time to rehearse, you might not always have the space, or you just want to get extra practice in, but you might be on the train going to work or, something like that. So mental rehearsal is very good. You can practice your set or your performance or your piece, and you are putting no strain or any, extra effort physically. But at the same time, the same, neurological connections are being made as if you were. So, next time you are on the train, on the bus, or, anywhere that maybe you can't rehearse and you quickly want to run through a scale or maybe work on a particular part of your voice or a particular range or the rest of it, you can work on mental rehearsal. And then, I'm not saying to replace your practices with mental rehearsals. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can add it for the times where you can't physically rehearse. And it will be a good way of developing your skills and, your motor skills and muscle memory and all the rest of it without actually having to put the physical effort in. So it's a good supplement to your already established vocal regime. So if you like what you've heard and you'd like to hear more, the usual, like and subscribe and the rest of it. But I'll be looking to put together a few more tips dealing with us as vocalists and us as athletes, and see how else we can look at our what we do to best get the best out of our gifts and our talents and our singing ability. So stay tuned. Take care.